Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's the first Sunday of Advent, and it's a unique time to ask a basic question. How open am I to encounter the living God that's within me? Just keep that question before you as we move through the first Sunday and into the week of Advent.
And this is the gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. In those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, up to the day that Noah entered the ark. They did not know until the flood came and carried them all away. So will it be also at the coming of the Son of Man. 2 men will be out in the field, one will be taken and one will be left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken and one will be left. Therefore, stay awake, for you do not know on which day your Lord will come. Be sure of this, if the master of the house had known the hour of night when the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake and not let his house be broken into. So too, you also must be prepared, for at an hour you do not expect, the Son of Man will come."
As we hear the readings today, it's important to recognize first what we light the candle on the first Sunday of Advent, and the candle represents hope. So what do I mean by hope first? As you often hear me say, hope is not optimism. Hope is a belief. And it's a belief that constantly has to grow deeper inside of you. And put it in very simple language, hope is a belief that God is for me, with me, and in me. For, with, and in me. And he wants to bring about my salvation, which means a greater sense of wholeness, help me to become more whole, and then more one with all that is. And in that wholeness and oneness, I'll have a greater capacity for selfless love and a greater capacity for mercy towards others. So that's what hope is. And so the question we got to deal with and look at on this first Sunday of Advent is, how open am I to the indwelling of God within me? I could be intellectually open, but never encounter God within me. So how open am I to encounter the God within me who's for, with, and in me? And so that's what hope is. And hope is there for us. And what does it mean practically? It means that once we open ourselves to God, then we can deal with life in a whole new way. And we can deal with life in a way that is more life-giving to us and all those whose lives we touch. And so, again, am I really open to the working of God in my life? Am I really open to that? Because yes, he's within me, but he's always working with me and for me. And so one of the things about Advent we got to appreciate is it has a little Lenten feel, because it asks us to look at our priorities. It asks us to deal with how we perceive our perceptions in life. It asks us to see, does our priorities, does our perceptions or understanding of life, does it close our ability so we cannot open for a true encounter with God? And that's something that you have to wrestle with, because God will never fail. He's always there for us and with us and within us. But the question is, how open am I for that encounter? So I'm going to ask you a couple of things just to maybe think about. In our book, after the diagnosis, there's a thing called the fulcrum. And it basically is showing you two sides of the coin. Who I am in myself, I trust myself more than I trust God. Who am I in God? I trust God more than I trust myself. So I want you to look at those behaviors and attitudes on the fulcrum and be honest in your conversation with God. Who am I? What do I hold? And if you find that you're leaning much more to who you are in yourself, you're less open to the working of God in your life. And it's all about you, and you're going to somehow save yourself. So I need you to do that work this week. Get the book, open the book to the fulcrum, look at it, pray with it every day if you can, and let it reveal itself to who you really are right now. And so when you encounter God at Christmas, He might help you move deeper into the mystery of who you are in God. And your life will be able to change because of that. And love ways you just can't even imagine. I hope you're hopeful, but I hope it's rooted in reality. Thank you.